Morning. Just here up on my property, and I got some work to do today. And so today, the other day I did all the weed whacking and got all of that done. And so today is the brush trimming, all the stuff that I couldn't get with the weed trimmer. So this is an older blade, but we can re-sharpen it. Just need a flat file, and all you got to do is on the edge here. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. You can see that angle. All you got to do is run the file along that angle and make it the same. This side is flat, so it just stays flat like that. You don't have to file that. And we're just going to sharpen that up. So now, as you can see, right there, yeah, we gotta get the right angle here. You see how bright and shiny that is now as compared to that one, which is not. And I don't know if you can see there how bit up the end is. Yeah, I'm not gonna get a good focus on it, but yeah, the edge is all chewed. This one is nice now. It's nice and sharp. And it just takes a few file strokes to do that, clean that all up, makes it nice and shiny, and yeah, you can run these blades for a long time. All right. Basically, you're just getting the angle sharp back, and you're filing it until you get the chunks taken out of the end. So you get a nice straight, sharp edge. I mean, sometimes you can't get them all out, but you can sure make an improvement. Sure beats paying $40 for a new blade with most out of your blades. Basically, this is just a flat file that I use for flattening out the dogs, or flattening out the ends of my saw blade too, my power saw. You know, sometimes those get too high. It doesn't allow for the cut to go through on the teeth. Maybe later I'll show you sharpening up my saw blade. I think I have some trees to cut to, or some stump ends that are along the edge of my driveway that are just a tire hazard. These blades will go through a 2-inch piece of wood. I mean, it takes a little bit, but you can cut some pretty thick wood with these. There you go. All the blade ends are nice and sharp. So now it's time for me to go to work. Okay, so I'm ready to go to work. I've got my nice little rack backpack on that helps me hold this tool, you know. Just give you attaches here, and it takes a lot of the weight off, you know. It's a fairly heavy machine. This is a Still M130 or KM131R, and it's a multi-attachment unit. So I have a brush cutter, I got an extendable chainsaw, and then I also have a hedge trimmer for when I'm doing that sort of work. Makes a huge difference. It's really good for that. And so yeah, I really love this tool. It's really helpful, and it gets a lot of work done. So yeah, I'll let you see what's happening. Forgot my eyewear. I always wear protection when you're doing stuff like this. It's just not worth it, you know. Time it saves to, or time you think, oh, I'll wait, or I'll do it next time. You know, it only takes a split second for something to happen, and everything's changed for life. So it works really good. Works really good for brush that the weed trimmer can't handle. Of course, this thin stuff that the weed trimmer takes care of really quickly is a problem for it, because it just pushes it around. It doesn't actually cut it. So, you know, what really I needed to get through is some of these rose thorn bushes and stuff like this, wild rose and various things, little trees. Because the weed trimmer just gets wrapped up on it or hits it and doesn't do anything but strip the leaves off, and this will cut them down, and then either you can go through with the weed trimmer later or do it beforehand. But yeah, it's really great. And yes, I do wear ear protection as well. So we'll talk to you later. All right, so we're gonna sharpen up the chain on the power saw. Husqvarna 365. There's a sweet saw. So what we're going to do here is, if you can see there on these, I don't know if you can see this, I'm not able to, let me see if I can get a better angle here. No, you're probably not going to see that, but on each tooth is an angle point, or a kind of a stretch scribed in line, and on that line is the angle which you should file. Okay, so when we take this, we take our round file, right, and so let me just change the angle here a bit.
Okay, so we move the teeth forward, right? We put our file in there. We keep it on this angle of this line, right? And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to see that it's a little uneven on the front of the tooth, right? And so we're just trying to smooth that up so that the tooth is nice and curved in the middle and has a nice line here, same as this line. Periodically, these front teeth get too high, so we just flatten them off a little bit. And actually, once you've done one tooth, just move to the next. You know, you don't need to apply a lot of pressure. Okay. And I mean, the teeth get damaged, so you're not gonna get every tooth perfect. You know, looking in the bush, you sometimes nick rocks, or you know, or there's rocks in the log you're working on. Last time I used this, I was cutting some really crappy stuff. I was cutting railway ties, old railway ties up, cutting them up to get rid of them because they're just too big to move. Oh, you're moving on me here. And there are guides for this, but they're not always convenient to carry around. You know, sure there's a file guide for this, but you can attach it to the bar, and then as you move the chain through the guide, it just keeps the file exactly what you're supposed to be doing. But in the bush, it's not always conducive, you know. And I'm sure there's pros. I'm not a pro. I have worked a lot in the forest, shake block cutting, but I'm sure there's those guys out there who are just, you know, fallers, professionals who do it every day. They're gonna look at what I'm doing and going, what a ding dong. But I don't do this often enough. I mean, I don't get to use the saw very often. It's just another tool I have that makes life incredibly easy when you do need it. And I got just a couple, I'm not following anything big, I just got a couple of little sticks that I need to take down, plus more so I got a already downed one that I want to cut out of the way so I can get access. And then, when you're all done, the one side, like I'm just doing one angle here, you're all done the teeth on the one side, you flip your file around. I'll just show you one, just to get the idea. Right, this one, you just flip it around and do the same thing. And the way you can tell is, you know, all your teeth are going to have that nice, smooth, silvery edge, and your teeth should be straighter, not have the damage on the ends. There you go. Got a little bit of a different angle here. Maybe I'll be able to get you in a little better. There we go. Yeah. Now, as you move the file, see, this tooth is needing filing. And along here is the line, tells you the angle. And you just and you match the angle of your file with that striped line on the tooth, so that as it cuts into the tooth, it straightens out this edge to the proper angle. And we just keep moving along like that. When you're completed, tooth, all your teeth on one side, you just switch over to the other side, the other way, and do the same thing. Yeah, got them all there. So when you're done, like I said, you would just do the same, move it over there. Okay. Okay. Here we are. This is where we're at, and basically that curved one there, I want to take that down. I want to clean out that one laying across there, because I want to get in through there. That ribbon there is where I've marked where my property marker is, just over in there. So I just want to clear this up so I can get over there. There's a nice little clearing there. Always just nice to be able to get to some of my property a little easier. So I've got all the tools here. I've got the brush cutter, right there you go, and power saw. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And yeah, let's have at her. All right, just to go over how to fire up the saw. Basically, we want to make sure that when we're doing this, here's the choke. Right there's the choke. Start button, off button. Right, so we put it in start. I don't like using this pressure release here. It doesn't start well using that. But one thing we want to make sure is we put the chain brake on when we start it. Right. Okay, so I'm going to put you over here. I like to wedge my foot in there and then All right. There you have it. It's clear. I can get up here a lot more easily. And here's my property marker for the one corner. Yeah. Got lots of work to do here. I mean, we bought the place two years ago, and we only get to come up here a few times a year. Oh, I should have taken that down. Let's try. There we go. So, there you have it. And as you can see, I wear all the gear, you know, cut pants and stuff, hearing protection. You know, I mean, it doesn't take much. Those saws are turning at 11 to 13,000 RPM, and it doesn't take much for just a snag to get you, you know. All right, see you later.